Yep, it's episode 2 of this thing I call the Domino Effect podcast. I'm your host, the one and only Jay Shu, and on a weekly basis, I'm bringing you recorded conversations with people I feel got something to talk about. And today is no different. As I welcome into the building with me, Mr. Zachary Thayer. A round of applause for Zachary, please. We're gonna be talking about his company, Relentless Productions. But first, like I said, man, I gotta play a song to get into my podcast vibe. And as a light-skinned nigga, I feel it's my obligation to talk about Drake or play a Drake song at least twice a day. So I'm gonna take the moment to say Drake is a living legend, as we all know. And if you haven't already, make sure you check out episode 1 where I talk with Prince the Poet, obviously about poetry. And if you yourself need to be interviewed or know somebody that needs to be interviewed, make sure you send it my way. I'm gonna let the beat rock for a little bit as we get ready to do this interview. Again, we're gonna be talking about his company, Relentless Productions. Waiting for the beat. Yeah. Love the air horns, bro. Yeah. It's the signature, like, to start the podcast, the air horns. Yeah. This is one of his songs that was completely underrated. Like, he puts out so many songs that catch. Like, a lot of his shit just goes to the wayside when it's crazy material. But anyways, it's your interview, so we're gonna get it going with you, sir. Appreciate you accepting the invitation to come on.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I like to have people on that are like in a bunch of different fields, different career paths, because it gives the opportunity to either help somebody that's doing the same thing as you, or introduce somebody to something new that they may never, thought about doing. And what you do, for what I know, is videography and actually, I just found out you're a man of many trades, to be honest. I was kind of lowballing you by saying it was just videography. So if somebody were to ask, like, what is it that you do, what would you say to them?
I typically say that I'm just like a freelance videographer, photographer. But I own the company Relentless Productions, which is here in Columbus, Ohio. And so I do a lot of different stuff. I do real estate, I do small business, I do short mini documentary type stuff, really anything.
Short film, like documentaries?
Yeah, I'm working on a couple right now.
So, out of all the things you listed, which one do you feel is like the one you either enjoy the most or the one that you put the most time into?
Probably the documentaries. That's like where my end goal is shooting documentaries. That's what I'd like to do.
I'm a big fan of documentaries. Not only about stuff that I already know, but I could be on HBO, Hulu, and just see a random documentary, mostly about serial killers. I don't know why I love those so much. Click on it, and it depends on how it's shot. Like, documentaries are good or bad based on how it's done, who they have on there, how, what they focus on. So, what do you find any difficulties in doing documentaries?
Oh, yeah. I haven't finished any, like, longer ones. I've done a couple of, like, shorter 5-minute ones, and then I'm working on a couple of longer ones that'll turn out being around 40, 50 minutes. And there's tons of struggles. It's what do you keep in, what pushes the story, what doesn't, and then a lot of it is run and gun. So, like, a lot of times I'm like, well, I'd love to set up a light here or a light there, but I can't because we're in a coffee shop. So, and I just have my phone or whatever recording, so.
Oh, so it's like, it's more so like, just you doing it all yourself, your one-man show, or is it?
Yeah. On certain projects, like on commercial work and stuff like that, I'll bring other people on and have a PA and a lighting guy, a gaffer, and everything. But on most of the documentary stuff, it's like personal projects, so it's really just me, and so it's super low budget.
That's dope, man. I always say I want to be in the movies more so like on screen, but behind the scenes people are really who makes it happen. So kudos to you for even attempting it. And it's actually a lot of people that are interested in videography. So for advice, what do you use any particular programs for making the films?
Yeah, so I use the Adobe suite, which is Premiere Pro, is their main video editor, and then like After Effects does like the VFX stuff. It's really, it's kind of the industry standard. There's a couple others. If you're just getting started, there's DaVinci Resolve, which is a free program online, which is great for beginners to get like a professional feel of video editing. But in my mind, Premiere Pro is kind of like the king.
I don't know anything about what he just said. I'm going to take his word because his content is really good. The things I see on your Instagram are clear, and it looks like, someone that you paid to do it, so. hopefully, down the line, someone will be paying you to film their stuff,
Yeah.
aka me myself. What's the favorite thing that you shot so far, as far as maybe your own thing or working with somebody?
There's been a lot. I think probably my favorite thing was just recently I did a shoot for this company called Give Back Hack, and they're a nonprofit, and they do
Give Back Hack?
Give Back Hack, yeah. And
Okay.
they do an event every year, which I did the event this year, and it was a week long this year, but it's usually a weekend long like hackathon. So you're trying to create your own company essentially.
Oh, that's dope, actually.
Within a weekend that like serves some type of purpose, gives back to the community in some way. And so you get like some people come in with ideas, and then some people come in just to join a team and start building something. And so I got to join a team this year, and like we're called 3 Tree. It's like an environmental impact company, like that's social media based and everything.
Gotta be nowadays, social media.
Yeah, for sure. But I got asked to do some video work for Give Back Hack, and it's been awesome shooting it and editing it. It's been a big project, but for sure sweet.
Hell yeah. I actually was gonna be not into network planning, but like event planning, like throwing events. And one of the things I wanted to throw was like an entrepreneur event. Like,
Yeah,
did I say that right? Entrepreneur. Yeah. Having like people come in with whatever ideas, because I come up with a new idea like every day of a company. And I feel like there should be something, if not, weekly, maybe monthly in Columbus, where people just come together and just talk about what kind of crazy ideas they have, because somebody might have something similar, and then it takes off from there. So, what was the name of it again? The
Give Back Hack.
Give Back Hack.
Yeah.
Make sure I got throw something in the description for them.
Yeah. Throw a link to their social media and website and stuff. They're doing cool stuff.
For sure. Now I kind of, because every time I get a podcast in the beginning, I always get nervous, so I kind of miss some things, jumpstart some things. So I kind of dived right into what you're doing. But how did you get started into it? Like, why did you choose, out of anything you could do in the world, videography?
So I never really considered it until I think it was like 2018. I think.
That was a good year.
It was a good year.
It was real good.
We weren't wearing masks in 2018.
Hell yeah. Shit.
But I had just transferred from my freshman college down in Tennessee, and I had watched Casey Neistat's vlogs. I don't know if you're familiar with any of his stuff on YouTube.
For podcast purposes, I'm gonna say yes, but
okay.
No.
But I'd watch those like every day for like years, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna get a camera, and I'm gonna learn how to use it. So I bought a Canon Rebel T6 off of Amazon for like $200.
I was gonna say, that's not expensive.
Yeah, well, it was a pretty good deal at the time because it was like a couple years old. But I bought that, and I just did everything. I shot weddings, I shot portrait stuff, I did everything in between. Everything for free. Just wanted to learn it.
That's the toughest thing about doing something creative. Like, you have to start doing it free, and it takes so much money. You have to put into it for you even to see any type of like recuperation of that money.
Oh yeah. But yeah, and then just from there, I started getting paid for a couple of gigs and started building it out and realizing that I really enjoy doing it. So.
It's fun, man. I don't understand. You were talking about cameras earlier, and I had no idea what you were talking about. But yeah, doing videos would be something if I knew how to do, I would definitely do more often, because the things you can create are limitless. You can literally make anything come to life. And some people make it look really easy. Like, I have a lot of people that hang around that think that they're into videography, but have a couple videos and they're just boom, 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 and then it shit that they come up with on the fly is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So, what else besides, because I focus so much on videography, and you said, like I said, you're a man of many talents. Real estate, for the young person, when we hear real estate, we just think flipping houses. They're like, it's not possible for me to do it. I'm going to need a whole bunch of money to get started into doing that. So what exactly do you do in real estate? Is it flipping houses?
No, I just do the photography and videography for realtors.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm not doing any real estate stuff.
Oh, okay.
I've helped a couple of people just like build like different parts of houses, because I've done a lot of like random carpentry stuff throughout the years. But like for me, I take pictures for realtors and do videos and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, my mistake. But if you still in the future, if you need real estate, I mean, you can still come to him.
Yeah.
So what's the favorite thing that you've shot, between the documentaries, between real estate, videos that you may have done in your bathroom?
I hope not too many videos in my bathroom.
Not that I've seen anything, but
Yeah. Oh, you found some videos that weren't supposed to go up. Is that all? Yeah, I mean, I think it's still just the give back hack video. I think that has really been such a cool process and one of the more professional gigs that I've been able to kind of pull off by myself, which has been super cool.
Have you had any experiences where it wasn't so professional? Like you went somewhere and it was like, why am I here?
Oh yeah. And I don't really shoot weddings anymore, and if I do shoot a wedding, it's going to be like a very exorbitant price.
That's gonna be intense.
Because they're just miserable.
Like
man. Like you got everybody's acting like they know how you should be shooting the video.
I was just about to say, it's like everybody wants everything to be perfect, and if it doesn't go exactly how they think, that it's like the whole day is over.
Yeah, and you got the dad always sitting there with the phone, like right there. And he's like pointing to you. He's like, I got a better shot here. You want this?
It's a Samsung phone from 2009.
Yeah, he's like, you want me to send it to you? I'm like, no, I don't want to.
So, like, with shooting weddings, it's just, you're just basically just following somebody the whole time or following around with people?
Yeah, so I've got a multi-cam setup, so I usually have, like, 3 to 5 cameras set up. So some are on tripods, some I'm walking around, some I have an assistant who's walking around with a different camera. And it's really just to capture moments. Let's try to capture those in-between moments that
Those
you want to
so much.
Those moments that you want to remember from your wedding, you know? Because a lot of it is very cute.
No reception. Like after the wedding, there's no photos after that. We don't take the pictures.
Depends on what they're paying for. If they want to pay for the whole package, I'll do it. But, you know. But yeah, some of the best shots are from like the first dance, I think. Those are usually like everybody's chill, everybody's around, and you just have the bride and groom, like, and there's movement, so it works out pretty well.
You gotta pay you pretty well to do a whole wedding. Those could be long sometimes.
Yeah, but I started out not getting paid very well for those weddings, which...
Yeah, it goes back to the conversation of doing too much for so little.
You gotta pay your dues in the beginning, but...
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, but then once you get there, you're like, wow, maybe I could make a business out of this. Maybe I could start doing this for real.
You just gotta run with the thought. If you ever think of something like that you can make money doing, you just gotta try it. I mean, you never know until you do it. And so, that would be my advice for the day: is if you think about doing something, make sure you do it today, because tomorrow isn't promised. But on a more positive, on a more happier note, is there anything I'm missing about what you're doing as far as career-wise? Anything about Relentless Productions that you would want to mention to people?
No, not really. I mean, really just down for whatever projects people got. I mean, I'm excited just to shoot videos. You know,
for sure.
I'm still in school, so I'm still working on getting my communications degree. But
I work for communications too.
Yeah,
I think everybody does when they think they don't have an idea what they're gonna do. Like, I'm gonna do communications.
So I started out in business marketing, and that's because I didn't know what I wanted to do. And then I switched to accounting because I had one accounting class that went well. And then I realized that accounting is terrible and so hard.
Yeah, I bet that should be boring.
Yeah, it's so boring.
Numbers.
And then I went back to I went over to communications because I was like, I just need a degree. I transferred way too much because of track, and it was just a whole thing.
You feel like the degree is worth it? Like going to school you can actually get something from having a degree?
I don't know, man. At this point, I'm so far into it. It's just like, might as well.
Because probably in your field especially, like you could just be more so who you know. If you just get around the network, you probably get farther, maybe even a little bit quicker than if you were to go to school and have them basically set you up.
Yeah, at this point, it's mostly just a fallback, a safety thing. And my grandpa on my dad's side and on my mom's side were both professors. They were both college professors, and so college was something that was like, you have to do it. Yeah, so it's a big family thing, too.
Yeah, college wasn't really that great for me. Yeah. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right, man. So we got to know you on the business side, got to know what you do professionally and all that good stuff. But now it's my favorite part when I get to know you a little bit personally and ask you some intense questions while the lights are on you and the cameras are on you. Yeah. So I was start with something simple. What high school did you go to? Even though I know the answer to it.
Good old Hilliard Darby High School.
Anything good or bad to say about Darby?
Oh, man, I got a lot of bad things. I'm not gonna say them on here.
Moving on.
Yeah, good things though. The track coach Matthew Fox, he's great.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, shout out, Coach Fox. Man.
Yeah, man, I really enjoyed track and field in high school. That was probably the only thing keeping me out of doing stupid stuff.
Same, man. I think a lot of people do it. just to like for the social aspect. But if you were to take track serious, it actually has a lot to offer you. Like you can travel. I would have been nowhere near to as many places as I went as if I wouldn't do track with the track and stuff.
For sure.
So out of three things, you can tell me, or you could pick which of these three things you would want to tell me a story about.
Okay.
Even though they might, all be the same night.
Yeah.
Your first kiss, your first date, or your first drunk night.
Ooh, okay. So I got a concussion pretty early on in high school, and so I lost the memory of my first kiss and my first date. So I guess we'll go with my first drunk night. I don't even remember my first drunk night, which really probably says something about my first drunk night.
Too many.
Yeah. Can I just tell you about my 21st?
Your 21st birthday?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, because I really didn't have a good one, so let me hear yours.
Okay, cool. So my 21st birthday, I went out with a couple of my friends at the place I live at now. We're like all family friends and everything. And before we even went out, we played shot roulette, and I kept on losing. I think that it was rigged.
Wait, hold on 1 second. I'm not really an alcohol drinker,
Yeah,
so
it's just like roulette, like the spinning wheel, and then if it gets to you, you take a shot, basically.
Got it.
And so I took quite a few shots before we left, and then we went to a couple bars. I had a few drinks, and then I got like broken off from my friend group, and this like group of 5 guys found out it was my 21st birthday, just random dudes, and they bought me like 10 shots.
Did you have the wheel on your shirt?
No, I was just talking to them, and I was like, yeah, I was already like gone, and so I was like, yeah, it's like my 21st.
10
like,
shots?
Dude, I had so many shots that night. It was ridiculous.
That shit, like my stomach is burning just listening to you say 10 shots.
So then I spent the rest of my 21st birthday on the porch dry heaving until like 3 in the morning.
That's how I am with one shot.
Really?
One shot, and I feel like I'm completely wasted.
Yeah.
People make fun of me all the time, but I think it has something. I'm like 130 pounds soaking wet, so one shot is pretty equivalent to most people's 3 or 4.
I got a little bit more mass to soak it up.
A little bit.
But still, the amount that I had that night was just not okay. So
anything over 5 is like, But at that point, you don't even realize that you're just taking shots. I mean,
it tastes like water at that point, and you got people at the bar being like, "Hey, here's another one." You know.
What's your drink? I mean, what do you drink?
I've gotten pretty into bourbon. Buffalo Trace is like kind of my go-to right now.
Buffalo Trace
bourbon. It's
something like spicy something.
No, it's a pretty mild bourbon. It's kind of sweet.
Oh, so what is bourbon?
It is a bourbon. So bourbon is a type of whiskey that has to reach like a ton of qualifications.
Okay, so bourbon is a type. So is whiskey the type of alcohol, and then bourbon is a type of whiskey, and then
right. So bourbon's technically a type of alcohol. It just has stricter regulations than
That's
whiskey.
Too much shit.
Yeah, but I mean, it's fine. I don't drink near as much as I used to. It's just not that appealing anymore. And right now, I can't really go to bars or anything. So
I think that's what happens with everybody. You get to a certain point where it's like, I mean,
it's just not really worth it.
Yeah, it's not worth it. I can get a vibe somewhere else.
Yeah, for sure.
So, what was like the first grown decision that you think you made?
First grown decision?
Yeah.
Probably transferring from Milligan, my freshman college. It was my first like. Everybody didn't want me to do it, and I had to like make the decision internally for myself.
Was it something like? Well, I don't mean to pry into your business.
No,
but
you're good.
Was it more so just something like the university wasn't for you, or just something like personally that you wanted to?
There was a few things. There were a few people that were on staff that I just didn't get along with. And it was just one of those things where, you go on college visits and you get promised so many things from the coaches. And
they hype the fuck out of it. Oh,
yeah, they do. And then you end up getting there and they're like, yeah, after the first year, if you score this many points at conference, we'll raise your scholarship. And then they're trying to like lower your scholarship the next year.
At the same time.
Yeah. And you're like, I scored more points than you wanted. So
yeah, but see, now we need this number. Since you did that, now we know you can do that.
Now we know you can do that.
This.
We see your real potential now. So your worth is less.
Well, that's cool. I never got like invited to a college visit or anything. They were just more like, I was at the mail level. Like they just sent me a letter in the mail. Hope if I read it, I read it. If I don't, I don't. Like, okay.
Well, I mean, I was also reaching out to so many schools. I ended up going on like 30 college visits.
You were a beast though, man.
I was extremely mediocre.
You were. Don't. Why do people come on here and be humble? I think it's the camera. You were a beast. As a distance runner, it's bad enough to even try to pick up the weight and try to throw it, but the shit that you were doing on a regular basis was insane, my friend. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and skip over to the rapid fire questions here.
All right.
Basically, in case you haven't seen the first episode, it's like a this or that type situation. Fill in the blank. Just trying to get your initial responses here. I'm gonna go ahead and put my best Steve Harvey impression on.
All right.
What's the last thing you used both of your hands for?
I don't know, picking up camera gear, probably.
Okay, I was looking for something freaky, but we'll take it. Would you rather be stood up or have someone show up super late?
Oh, stood up. I'd rather just leave.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't mind, you give it like 20, 30 minutes?
I mean, what's super late? I feel like that's got to be the
Like
fine
20, 30 minutes.
20, 30 minutes? Ooh, I don't know, man.
If they say they're going to be there at 8 and it's like 8:37.
And they show up?
Yeah, nah.
Do they have a good excuse or not?
No, they just...
They just show up? No, I'd rather be stood up. I'll just go home.
They just sit down like, hey!
Yeah.
Hey. All right. Would you, do you prefer to go to speed limit or do you speed?
I go to speed limit, man. I'm such an old man. I drive a crappy Honda Civic. I go so, like, reasonably.
So it's 65. You're doing 65?
I mean, yeah. Give or take,
You gotta be honest with these questions, Zach. If I'm gonna ask you,
No, I'm being honest. I swear. I get made fun of because I drive like an old man. Yeah.
You drive like what?
I drive like an old man.
So do I. It's bad when a semi driver passes you and flips you off. Like you're gone. That's some shit. That's some shit. What's the last thing you were in a huge rush for?
Probably the give back hack shoot.
Yeah.
I was very behind.
You're gonna keep plugging them. Are they paying you? You keep.
They're not. No.
Good promo guy.
Yeah.
If it's not the United States, where would you want to live at?
Ooh, pretty much anywhere. I think like Scotland would be
American
pretty
Pride,
cool.
yeah.
I've been to Jamaica a couple times and I really enjoyed it down there.
Jamaica?
Yeah, I went and worked with.
That's sad. You've been to Jamaica before I have.
Yeah, I worked with a couple like orphanage groups and stuff. And it was pretty dope.
You read to the blind, sing, you
Well,
do everything.
nah,
Sign language for them.
I just built a fence for them. I helped them build a fence so they could keep
Man
goats.
said I was helping orphans in Jamaica. What? How would you? Okay, let me not just ask you the question. Let me give you the scenario.
Okay.
You're in a bar.
All right.
Right. You're either by yourself or you're with a friend, and you see like a young lady walk by, and like she gives you like that look, and you look at her.
Yeah.
How do you approach her?
Well, right now I don't because I'm in a relationship. So
Hypothetically, Zach, if the beautiful lady that you're with now was not around, hypothetically again, what would you say to her?
I don't know, man. I'm not like big on the whole like pickup lines and stuff. Usually I just go over and say hi.
You start the conversation?
Yeah, I just start talking and see what happens.
Yeah, I think too much into it, like on a complete honesty thing. I'll sit at the bar all day thinking about what to say to her, and then by the time she's already gone or someone's already talked to her, I'm like, well, probably wasn't meant to be.
Which if I don't say anything within like the first 30 seconds of thinking of it, it's not gonna happen because I'll just sit there.
That's
and
a good rule.
You just gotta go.
Yeah, you know? Always either go on 2, 1, 2, go.
Yeah.
If somebody looked at your photo gallery right now, what's the worst thing that they would see?
Oh gosh. Well, probably a picture of Joe's ass.
There's one of those too.
Yeah, I think everybody got one.
Everybody got at least one of those.
I got him for Christmas this year. I got him a framed picture of him on top of a mountain, and he was mooning the camera. And so I think it's hanging in his room,
That's some
which
Joe
is great.
shit.
It's so.
Shout out Joe. I missed you, Joe. Shout out Joe. Would you rather have a home cooked meal or go to a 5-star restaurant?
Oh, 5-star restaurant. Yeah, I mean I like a good home cooked meal, but like
but what if
5 stars? That's.
Would you rather have a home cooked meal or go to a 4-star restaurant?
I don't know, maybe home cooked. Depends on how good the home cooked meal is. Who's cooking it?
Yeah, well, hopefully wifey. Okay, apparently we can't talk about nothing because wifey's here, so wifey be cooking. What's the last nice gesture that you did?
I don't know. I'm not that nice.
Coming on here was a nice gesture. If you need.
Well, I don't think it was that. Yeah.
I appreciate you coming on. I asked you, and you came on, and you say yes.
All right. I don't know. I got one of my housemates coffee a couple of days ago, but
was it like a large coffee?
It was like a medium, so not that nice.
Yeah,
nice. You can put a price on love.
If the purge was real, would you kill or stay in the house?
I would stay in the house, but not my house. I'd be going out to the country and just waiting it out. Like,
well, you go into so whose house would you be in?
The guys I live with. That made sense in my head.
They got every gun in the world.
Yeah, they got lots. They're stacked up. And they're like surrounded by a bunch of land. I'll just hang out there for a little bit and then come back.
I feel like the people that have like miles in between their houses, they just have like a secret lair of sniper rifles, handguns, and.
I mean, probably.
Try to avoid those areas when driving. What's or kind of funny to ask you. How often do you get a haircut?
So I haven't gotten it in a while. But usually it's like every couple of months, every like 2 or 3 months. But
3 months.
But this has been a while, man. This has been.
See, I don't play the race card, but that's the difference between white people and black people. A black dude is not going 2 to 3 months without getting a haircut. I literally, if I did not have a haircut like the day of the podcast is getting canceled. Like it has to be absolutely fresh.
Well, I mean, you remember back in high school, I was rocking the buzz for
That's what I'm saying.
Man.
You was a clean dude back in the day.
Yeah, now I'm just dirty.
No, that's not.
I see how it is.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying. You know, some people. You know.
Yeah, some people like I've liked growing it out a little bit. Yeah. But when I had the buzz, I would shave it like every couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
but I did it myself. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also something different. Yeah,
that's why it always looked all messed up.
It was cool, man. It was cool. All right, so I asked this the last time. Would you rather sleep with the TV on or off?
Off.
Off?
Yeah, I just don't have anything on when I go to sleep.
You watch TV?
Yeah, I watch TV. Yeah.
There's a lot. You'd be surprised when people don't actually watch TV.
I know. It's wild. But I mean, it's not like normal TV. I'm not sitting down watching the news most days.
What do you watch?
Like Netflix and stuff. Yeah.
And what's 3 things that you do every day?
Brush my teeth.
As soon as I wrote the question,
I know. I was like, this is some basic stuff.
Breathe. Sometimes walk.
Yeah, I've gotten into meditating, which has been pretty cool.
Yes,
but I just got to keep myself from falling asleep. That's the real issue.
You a tired person like me? You did say you're old, man. You fall asleep like 4 o'clock.
Yeah, well, okay, not that easy. That's the issue with editing is that I'll stay up until like 3 a.m. editing because I just get carried away.
It's fun stuff, man. Yeah. You're creating things.
And then probably just shooting something with my camera. I'll pictures, video, whatever. I can't remember the last day I wasn't shooting something.
Which is good. You gotta stay busy. That helps with negative thoughts. I'm not saying you have any, but for the people that have negative thoughts, staying busy absolutely helps. All right, man. So pretty much to the end. Is there anything I missed? Anything you want to plug?
No, not really. I mean, just hit up Relentless Productions for all your video and photo needs.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I did not do him enough justice. His shit is dope, and I would say anybody that needs something shot, whether it's a podcast or a wedding, make sure you go check out Relentless Productions. And always stay tuned for the next episode of the Domino Effect podcast. I'm your host, the one and only Jay Shu, and I appreciate you watching. Thank you.